What's up guys, and welcome back to Affordable Airgun Reviews. I know it's been a long time because I've been super busy at work and super busy traveling with the family. But today is all about these two air rifles. And the first one is the Scout XM1 from Stoeger on 22 caliber, and here is the Artemis M16A. Guys, you guys are been requesting a little bit more information about these two rifles and the difference between. Guys, however, starting from the bottom, both of these rifles are made on the same factory. I want you to have clear, companies buying from Snow Peak and they're throwing their names on the rifles. That's something that is happening lately and it's become something like normal. But for another sample that you can have is the Artemis M60B and the Humor Excelos. Basically it's the same rifle under different name brand, maybe a little touch here, little touch there, but that's exactly what's happening. But let's start with the Scout because you guys pretty much have been asking about the Scout. The Scout I reviewed about a few months ago, I think it's like 2 months ago, and this one right here, the Artemis M16A, is been reviewed 2 years ago. And guys, I've been doing hunting, I've been doing a lot of stuff with this rifle, and with this one it's still factory setting. We're not gonna be talking about velocity between these two right now, because this one I tuned for low velocity because I have a small bottle and I was doing pest control inside a barn with this little guy. With this one is still from factory. That's the reason why I'm not gonna do comparisons about that. But here is the most important thing about it. These rifles are sharing pretty much the same quality. Pretty much is made by the same guy, the same company, the same people. Difference between stocks, and you can see this one has a bottle version and this one is a tube version. Okay, keep that in mind. Top of the receiver for pretty much for the scope. This one is a Picatinny rail, and this one is in the block. It's not a plastic attachment on top now. This is been milled on factory on the block. This one is 11mm dovetail. My personal opinion, you don't need these on an air rifle because air rifles like this PCPs, they don't have a lot of recoil when they're 22, 25 or up to 30 caliber. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another thing that I want to mention is the shroud. The shroud is the same thing. This one I already mentioned. I work with this rifle. I notice it works better with the breed holes on the front. This one had the same breed holes on the back. I just move it around. On this one I swap the breed holes on the front. Down the range, pellet wise, these rifles improve the same, pretty much the same velocities with JSB 18 grains out of the box. Same groupings, it works the same. Everything is pretty much the same. This one have less shot counts per field because obviously it's a tube, and this one has more because it's a bottle one. The good thing about this one, you can switch the bottles and you can keep going. Just to prove it's the same rifle. Pretty much all the engravings in here and all the receiver for the magazine is the same, also magnet location and everything. I cannot cock this rifle full because I have no pellets in here, but I'm gonna put the magazine in there. Obviously the magazine is not gonna go all the way in and the level is not gonna go all the way in because there's no pellets. Same in here, we're gonna do the same thing. It works perfect. It's pretty much the same rifle. This magazine is from the Scout, and this magazine, you guys see already, perfectly fit into the Artemis M16A. And guys, I know sometimes it's kind of confusing because people look for brands, but I look for quality and parts. I'm not that kind of guy. Okay, so that's however I go. One thing that I gotta mention from this one is the regulator. You cannot adjust externally the regulator. On this guy, on the Artemis M16A, you can adjust the regulator from the bottom. If you guys go to the review, you can see the part where you can adjust the regulator. I'm gonna drop the links on the video description, and also pretty much I'm gonna put all the links if I can on the comment section, because YouTube lately is giving us a hard time when you put a lot of links on the video description and they don't want to monetize the video. And guys, keep remembering this always. When we do a video, we try to monetize the video, because that little money, it helps us to go out hunting, to go out pest control, get some pellets, and buy stuff that we need to keep the channels going. It's not a huge amount of money. You're not gonna get rich if you don't have 3 million, 4 million subscribers. You're not gonna get rich with this. It's a struggle to keep a YouTube channel going. Thing that I don't like from this rifle, the XM1 Scout on 22 caliber, is pretty much you cannot adjust the regulator externally. On the Artemis M16A, you can adjust the regulator from outside. I already mentioned that. Things that I don't like from this guy pretty much is only two. I'm not a big fan of how the stocks looks in here. I think they could make a better finish for this stock, but keep in mind this is a low budget air rifle. And guys, what else can you ask? I don't have a 3D printer, but if I do, at one point I'm gonna make something to make this looks a lot better. The other problem that I have with this air rifle lately, after 2 years, I noticed the O-ring on the bottle pretty much wears out every time you take the bottle in and out. That's the only complaint that I have. And the other one is the wood. That's the other one. The wood on this air rifle is not a high quality. I know this is pretty much the most cheapest wood they can ever found to make the stock. It looks very good, but when I put the screws right here, pretty much after a few months, I noticed the wood started split on the middle right here, and the stock started splitting. This one, now talking about hammer adjustments, this one you can adjust the hammer from the back. You don't need to take the rifle apart. This one here, you have to take the rifle apart to adjust the hammer spring. So what I did, I just drill a hole in here and that's it. You don't have to do much about it. Now keep in mind of this, these both rifles are not gonna give you a lot out of the hammer spring. I noticed Artemis air rifles are give you more when you play with the regulators. Same thing with the Artemis PP750. So pretty much this air rifle like to be worked pretty much from the regulator. Things that you can do is just drill ports, drill a lot of stuff, but I don't recommend that, because guys, if you damage the air rifle, it's on you. Warranty is not gonna be covered. But at the end of the day, which one I recommend, pretty much depends for what you're doing, is my recommendation. If you're gonna just take a few shots in your yard, you're just gonna do some pest control for a little bit, you wanna get rid of the critters, I will go with this one, because this one is a hand pump friendly. If you are gonna be shooting all day and you're gonna do some pest control for somebody, you're gonna go to the barn and you get, you know, a lot of birds or any animal to take down that are in high volumes, this is the guy to go. My personal opinion, for the same money pretty much, I will go with this one. Why? Because you can adjust the regulator from outside. Obviously you gotta follow the instructions. Remember to empty the bottle before you work with the regulator to avoid problems. You can increase the power but not decrease the power when you have air on the bottle, because it will damage the regulator. But after all, I will keep going with this one. I know this one looks very, very cool, but for me, what I do with the air rifles, this one is the way to go for me. Personal opinion. Down the range, they work the same. Same length, and these two air rifles. Keep in mind, the XM1 came in two different versions. the Scout, which is pretty much the same rifle that we have here, these both same air rifles, and the Ranger, which is a longer version of this air rifle, which a longer barrel and a longer air cylinder. That's the big difference, and that will give you more shots per field and more velocity downrange. But keep in mind, they always set up their rifles for the best accuracy downrange. Alright? So guys, I did some pest control with this rifle. I lost a lot of footage because my phone broke, and guys, I lost pretty much a lot of footage from my phone. But I do record through the scope, and you guys gonna see everything through the scope cam. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's enjoy this pest control short video. The XM1 Scout from Stoeger is a great air rifle all the way up to 100 yards, very accurate and very easy to use. Also, how I already mentioned, is a handgun friendly. Today we're gonna be doing some pest control, shooting birds from 50 all the way up to 60 yards. Headshot. In the last few weeks, I was working with the Eagle Leche 2 for a friend. Let me know if you want to hear some information or my thoughts about this air rifle. Also, if you're interested to see a review from us, please let me know in the comments. I highly appreciate your thoughts on what you guys are expecting to see or what you guys want to see on my video reviews. I haven't worked with the trigger of this rifle because out of the box the trigger is fantastic. Feels very good, very lightweight and very precise. Many of you guys have been asking if this air rifle is accurate, has the FX DRS on 500mm. Guys, let me tell you what I think. My thoughts about this air rifle is very accurate all the way up to 100 yards. The difference between these two air rifles are one costs a lot of money and the other one is cheaper. Like this one is right around $350–400, depends what you buy. For the FX DRS on 500mm 22 caliber, they shoot pretty much the same at 50 yards and also to 100 yards. The only thing about the DRS that you need to know how to work with air rifles when they broke down, because that one doesn't have an air cylinder like this one. Quality wise, the FX DRS is gonna be the winner, but this air rifle from Scout Stoeger is not that far behind. It feels like a Stoeger and a Snow Peak are doing a great job together. But both rifles are having similar results and 100 yards with similar pellets. So keep in mind, if you're gonna spend your money on a DRS, think twice. Because this rifle shoots pretty much the same way as a DRS at 100 yards or less. One of the pellets that work very good with this air rifle is the JSB Hades, JSB 18s, and JSB King 25 grains. Very accurate down the range. Thank you for watching, stay tuned, and see you on the next one.